especially the batters, Fleming, the captain. And Rahman, the partnership that they got against Nepal today was brilliant.
They've been the two standouts, haven't they, with the bats. But their bowling attack is very effective. It looks like they're an incredibly tight-knit group. From speaking to Alan Carr, he's just talking about the importance of, them doing things in a Japanese manner, speaking Japanese in and around the group. We saw them take a bow to their fans that came last night and all line up. I thought that was lovely. Such brilliant stories in Japanese sport. The primary sports there, I hope, feel free to drop a message in and correct me if not, the primary sports there tend to be the likes of baseball, which is hugely popular. But cricket on the rise, rugby obviously hugely on the rise, that famous win over South Africa 10 years ago now, back in 2015. And I think they're a great story. They're a story we need in cricket. We've spoken about the importance of Brazil's women's programme, what USA have done for the men's side coming through and expanding the game there. We want it to be a global game. We want not just a 20-team World Cup. There's already been some inclinations or whispers in and around the ICC that they'd like to get that to 24 teams in years to come. As Jora goes down towards long off and straight at him. And Japan are pumped up again. They find a third. It's a good catch. Nicely taken by Benjamin Ito Davis. And Japan, you have to say, are deserving all of these breakthroughs. Nepal still hold the aces, but at the halfway stage, Japan fighting hard. And they've got 3 wickets to their name.
Yes, they have. And let's look at the shot again. The fielder was in the boundary line. A neat catch taken by the fielder there. With that, Zora has to depart for 5, and the umpires have called for the drinks break. We'll take a break here in the comment box. We'll be back soon.
So welcome back after the drinks break. We're into the final session of this 8th match of the 9 group games at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. East Asia Pacific qualifier. Japan have just picked up a 3rd wicket. And it will bring Kushal Malla to the crease. He comes in at number 5, the left-hander. Not too much pressure on Nepal because the required run rate is less than a run a ball. Just 55 more from here to win. But you would imagine that Japan will be delighted with the fight and the grit that they have shown. The fact they've picked up 3 wickets. As it's Takahashi to bowl for the first time. With his off breaks, he's the one who took the catch and gave a bit back to the Nepal fans. As Malik can't, oh, he will get off the mark thanks to the misfield. Initially, Powdell had come down and needed to be sent back, but just a little fumble and a stumble from Benito Davis. He'd just given it the big celebrations himself with that catch at long off. Not the greatest shot choice from Sandeep Jura, particularly with it being the final ball before drinks. Got Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani. Paresh will rejoin me in a few moments' time. Do have a few questions for him coming in, so use that hashtag T20 World Cup. Let us know where you're watching from, or get those questions in to me directly at Cricket Badge on either Twitter or Instagram. Really enjoy having your company, and we know how much this qualifier means to so many people as we sort out the final 3 spots in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup that will be held in India and Sri Lanka next year. We know 17 of the teams that will be there. Just 3 more remain, and all of those spots will come from this qualifier, the first ever combined one between the Asia and EAP regions. Oh, it's a trademark stroke of Rohit Powdell's. He loves that late cut. Mala's running really hard, thinking of a third, but won't get there. End of the 11th. It's a 6-run opening over for Takahashi, 82 for 3. I've got Paresh Lahani back alongside me. Paresh, you were just out in and amongst the Nepal fans. Looks like they're in party mood, enjoying it. Lots of, what have they got some Momo out there, or what's going on?
They are really enjoying themselves. There are kids around wearing the Nepal jersey. Lots of people chanting Nepal, Nepal.
You can't help but get swept up, can you, in the jubilation, the exuberance, the passion and the joy that the Nepal fans always show. It's very rare I see their carry on and can do anything but help break into a smile. Their love of their nation, their love of the team, their love of cricket is just super inspiring. Suzuki Macomb comes into the attack, using lots of bowling options, aren't they, Japan? Kind of shading and echoing what Nepal did in that first innings. If Nepal, sorry, pressure. If Nepal get home here, they've been made to work for this victory.
Yes, they have been, starting from the first innings, the way the captain Fleming and Rahman batted. Nepal was pushed to the back foot. Credit goes to Sompal Kami, Gulshan Jha, and the latter part of the innings, Sandeep Lamichhane, who took 2 wickets.
For me, it was Gulshan Jha that made the difference, though, wasn't it? The impact he had, particularly given his first over went for 9 runs, to come back. Those remaining 3 that he bowled on the bounce probably have changed the course of this contest.
Yes, it sure did. He got rid of the dangerous man, the captain of Japan, Fleming. Nepal, having ranked higher than Japan, they were pushed to back foot.
And one of the challenges then in the defence of this chase for Japan, their most prolific wicket taker, Ravichandran, just bowled a terrible first over, and any pressure that was built up with the dismissal of Bertel was just completely taken out of the game, because he bowled 2 long hops to start with. Both of those were dispatched for 6. There was another boundary too from Asif Sheikh in the over, and that went for 17, and Kendall Fleming hasn't wanted to turn back to him since. Edged away, a little bit of fortune for Rohit Powdell, but he will get 4. Nice delivery. Deep third is very wide, and the Nepal fans are flying their flags and cheering on merrily yet again.
That had a bit of shape on it, getting that outside edge, running very fine towards the third man region. And like you said, Lenny, the third man fielder was a bit wide. That is why he couldn't stop it. Just 43 more required of 50 deliveries. Rohit Paudel on 17. He would like to stay unbeaten.
How much would you read into those prior T20 World Cup experiences in terms of the qualifiers that Nepal have had? Obviously heartbreak here against the UAE back in what was that, 2021, wasn't it, for the T20 World Cup 2022?
Yeah, it has been. They've played two T20 World Cups, so one in 2014 and one in 2024.
Oh, chip back at the bowler, who thinks he's held on, and Kushal Mala's happy to walk. An exceptional catch. Suzuki McComb is brought into the attack, and the mustachioed all-rounder has done so well to dive forward, take it probably only inches off the turf. Nobody would have had a better view than Kushal Mala, and he's happy just to walk off immediately. What a catch this is.
Incredible. Diving in front in your follow-through, being a medium pacer, that's an incredible catch.
Second low score for Mala in 2 games. And again, good awareness of the matchups from Japan's end, getting the fast bowler on rather than the spinner to Mala. He's got to go for 4. Nepal just having a few wobbles in this chase. They've lost their 4th. It's 90 for 4. You were speaking earlier, Paresh, about how the sides from the East Asia Pacific region just don't get to play against sides from outside their region altogether too often. Papua New Guinea got it a lot in the last cycle when they were part of Cricket World Cup League 2. But with Japan not even in the Challenge League in terms of 50 over cricket, it means that all of their cricket from the T20 perspective is generally restricted to within their region. They came through the sub-regional qualifier B last September, October. That was in South Korea, hosted between 4 teams, Japan, Philippines, Indonesia and South Korea. They were unbeaten, 106. As it now will be Ravichandran, the leading wicket taker for Japan in their history, back into the attack. He's got 48 altogether. If he could get 1 or 2 now, maybe we'll just have a twist in this contest, as Dipender Singh Airi is the new man to the crease.
This is very clever captaincy, because the left-hander was there, Kushal Malla was there. He didn't bring Ravichandran into the attack. When Malla got out, immediately he's getting his leg spinner into the attack. Big Kapil, gone!
Japan have a 5th, and they have life. We have to love the associate pathway events, because they always have twists and turns. Nepal will have been thinking they should have cruised this chase of 130, but 2 wickets in 3 balls has the game turned on its head. And it's those little strike breaks, the little skidding on leg breaks from Ravichandran that have given him a 49th T20 international wicket. Might have been the googly, it was, out of the back of the hand. Powdell's not picked it, and for me, more than a fair decision. Gonna go on and hit middle and leg stump. Ravichandran's pumped up. So too are Japan.
Yes, Rohit Paudel has to depart. Very good delivery, very good captaincy. He has to depart for 18 of just 19 deliveries. Nepal in some sort of wobble, like you said, Lenny. 90 for 5.
Well, Gulshan Jah comes to the crease, exceptional with the ball, completely changed the game in the first innings. Can he just find a way to provide a bit of stability alongside Dipender Singh Airi to make sure Nepal can ice this chase? The required run rate continues to pose no real threat, 5.5 and over. The fact they're 5 wickets down, though, Paresh, definitely does.
There's still an Iceman at the crease, Dipender Singh Airi. Another Iceman has to depart, the captain of Nepal, Rohit Paudel.
Going to come round the wicket now. Right on the money, but Gulshan Jah good enough to get off the mark. He's a confident young cricketer, and he's already been through a lot in such a short career, Paresh.
Gulshan Jah, just 19 years of age. The way he batted in the first game against Kuwait, 20 of 5, that got the momentum into the innings break for Nepal. That is why the bowlers came out and bowled very well to take wickets, to get a victory out of it.
Nepal's fans all of a sudden becalmed in a position where they're starting to feel pressure, as are the team. There's a beautiful hue to the ground now. You might have noticed a difference in the colour as you look on at home. The floodlights have just come on for the first time. And oh, this looks very close. Pleading with Muckle. And the umpire has a long think and says no. I'm not sure necessarily what this is missing unless Irie has got a bit of bat on it. Look like it's just skidding on again. Oh, is it going down or is that hitting leg stump?
Excellent bowling by Ravichandran. He's taken a wicket already off the captain of Nepal.
I think it was probably another googly, wasn't it? He just sort of rolls it out a little bit Rashid Khan-esque. Not the full back of the hand googly, just coming out the side. And what an over. What an impact. We've got a changed game all of a sudden in the course of 7 deliveries. Bit of a strut and a swagger from Ravichandran too. He felt he could have had that decision go his way. Very close call. It's gone the way of Dipender Singh Irie as the floodlights take full effect and the most beautiful sunset is incoming. They're always good here in Muscat, Paresh.
Yes, it's been the 4th day of my arrival here in Muscat. I've loved every bit of it. The cricket here, the drama. Nepal into wobble situation here, 5 wicket down just for 91. They still need 5.86 runs per over.
Yeah, and a great fight back. The innings in some ways mirroring themselves. Nepal had a very good start, looked like they were cantering home, but it's the wickets that they've lost, particularly to this man, Segoya Slater. I think Kendall Karawaki Fleming is captained outstandingly well, and he's going to call on that a trump fast bowler now. Bowls a good sharp bouncer. Japan have really impressed me today, Paresh, whatever the result. Nepal are being made to work incredibly hard for this victory.
Yet again bowling that bumper, very accurate bumper. Gulshan Jah had to take evasive action, just ducking the ball. Yeah, Japan has not only impressed us, they've impressed the entire world.
Absolutely. Another great story from associate cricket this year. Worked into the leg side for a single. Irie has the pace to get back for the second, but I think rightly not looking to go for it. The fast bowler himself doing the fielding. You think of Italy's story this summer, qualifying for their first T20 World Cup. Imagine we add a Japan or a Samoa to that list. Who would have thought that 10 or 15 years ago, Paresh?
No one would have ever thought that. It's just because the Japanese, they've played very well. Not only today, but yesterday beating Kuwait.
Pulled around the corner, but deep fine leg is out there. Yeah, I think so much of the growth and the development over the last decade has been due to one decision. Back in 2018, some statisticians, some anoraks didn't like it, but back in 2018, the ICC granted T20I status to every single one of its, at that stage, 104 members, now 108 members, all are entitled to play T20Is. Jah hooks this away, and probably the biggest cheer of the day. He's a real fan favourite, this man. He stuck it onto the road. The angle helped him with that hook shot. It's an almighty maximum.
That is more than 100 meters. A good bumper again, well picked up by Gulshan Jah. Down to deep square leg, behind square, into the road.
Yeah, remarkable shot. And there's a bit of niggle kicking in. I don't think Ravichandran, you can see heavily involved in it there, was happy with that LBW decision from umpire Muckle in the previous over. But I'm not sure why this ball has sparked the action and the drama. Outstanding hook shot, a nice swivel hook, bit of Caribbean flair there from Gulshan Jia. Soars many a mile. And then there was a coming together of a number of Japanese fielders who came in to, well, have a word or two with both Jia and Irie, who didn't seem to engage. So the umpires rightly saying to Japan, get back to your positions. Won't get the single this time. This game has got a bit of spice of it in it all of a sudden.
And the Nepali fans, they're loving it. They're just chanting around. We are loving it, the spice.
Always good to have a bit of spice in any contest, as long as it doesn't go past the line. And in fairness, both of these sides play with a great spirit of cricket. So important that they do. Staying around the wicket. Final ball of Sugata Slater's spell. He's driven, but he's bowled really well. Sagaya Slater, 2 for 22. He will take, maybe even deserved a third wicket in there. But the 100 comes up as his spell ends, much to the cheers of the Nepal fans, who are loving every second of it. It's 100 for 5. They need just 32 more to win, as we look at the Manhattan here.
Yes. Wickets falling for Nepal. In 7 balls, 2 wickets down, Rohit Pordel and Kushal Malla in quick succession. Then came in Gulshan Jia, who hit a massive 6 into the road.
Big over this one. Ravichandran's first went for 16. His second had the wicket. And all of a sudden he's found his rhythm, found his loop. And they're interesting little leg breaks, aren't they? It's kind of a bit of everything in there. Ball quite flat through the air. He's a good googly. It's not an extravagant drop of the front shoulder and full show of the backhand googly. It's sort of a little one that just rolls out the side of the hand, and it makes it difficult to pick. Already accounted for Powdell, could have accounted for Dipendra Singh Irie too.
Yeah, after the first over, that he was a bit tentative, a bit nervous to bowl to Asif Sheikh. He's found his rhythm. This was a full toss, easily driven away by Gulshan Jia.
Yeah, I would suspect that this is the critical over. If Ravichandran can get 1, or in a dream world 2 more, Japan might start to believe. But Irie picks the googly this time. The key thing is just not to lose a wicket here for Nepal. Required run rate isn't posing pressure. It's the fact they've lost those 5 wickets.
Yes. The current rate is over 7 runs per over. The required is under 6. It's very controllable. The only thing that Nepal is worried about is those 5 wickets.
Driven, square driven. Jia wants the second. Irie sends him back. I think that was a really good call, because obviously Irie would have got there at the non-striker's end, but he's looked after his partner there, and that's good communication to make sure it's just a single.
Irie is a very smart campaigner. He knows what is going on in the centre. He identifies the fielders. Jiven again straight down the ground for a single.
Nepal doing enough in this over just to quell the threat to that Japan fight back. You do think back to that first innings though, and you just wonder if Japan had got the 160 they should have. How different may this game have been. 5 singles will come from the 15th, and Nepal just plotting a course home here. They're 105 for 5.
There's the worm. Nepal, they were on top till the 11th over. Then the worm slightly coming down. Now it's head to head with the Japanese worm. There's still talk about the keeper going to the umpire and having a say. We don't know what is that all about.
Going to be Suzuki McComb, I think, to bowl the 16th. Been really impressed with Kendall Kadawaki Fleming's captaincy. He just rotated the troops around nicely and hasn't panicked at any point. Didn't panic with the bats. Played so well for that 50, and he hasn't panicked in terms of his leadership either. Even when, you know, the leg spinner bowled such a poor first over, he treated him very maturely and then waited for him to come back. Driven maybe just out of the reach of the cover fielder, hands on head in the field. They should get 3 here if Jack can get back. No, just the 2. Was this a catching opportunity? Very tall figure there at extra cover. Did it burst through his hands?
He tried his best to get to the ball. I think it went over his hands. A very good attempt. A tall guy, and look at the fielding here in the boundary line. Excellent work. Saved 2 runs for his team. Inside edge, quick single taken. Dipender Singh is very quick in between the wickets.
Yeah, and I think his maturity here, I know he's only got 3 of the runs in this partnership, but he just showing all his experience and making sure that Nepal don't panic. If they'd lost 6 or 7 in a matter of moments there, they would have been into panic mode. But instead, because they don't have too much pressure in terms of the required run rate, still just 24 more needed, and they've got 28 balls to do it. You should do that always, as long as you keep your wickets in hand. So Irie's experience to the 4 here. Just a slight change in the field. Deep mid wicket will go out. It was Sagaya Slater who had that half chance burst through his hands from Gulshan Jha. Japan continuing to fight and scrap away. Tickled round the corner. Irie will get his first boundary. Good batting.
Yeah, he waited for the ball. It was down the leg side, just clipped off his pads. Very fine, down to the fine leg region for 4. A much welcome boundary for Nepal. It was way outside the leg stump. Easy pickings for Irie with his caliber.
Yeah, just the wrong line. Completely lost his line. In fact, Nepal's fans are, well, almost like a bottle of champagne waiting for the top to pop off it and blitz into celebrations. Gorgeous sunset across to our right, just peeking towards the mountains now. As a little slower ball, a cutter is worked into the leg side. Irie will always get home with his speed. Good running between the wickets from him. It's been a sort of panic saving 6th wicket partnership, this one.
It has been, and Irie was looking for a second in that particular occasion. So quick between the wickets, so quick in the field while fielding, off his own bowling as well. And the 5 required now for Nepal. With 5 wickets in hand, it sure is Nepal's game if they don't throw it away from here.
Yeah, they have it completely under control. Just need to keep those wickets in hand. They should get there. Nicely driven by Jha. He's played maturely himself, hasn't he, for someone who's so tender in his years. To highlight that big 6, but yeah, they've just done everything very, very professionally, Nepal.
It all started off with the opening partnership, Kushal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh. After Bhurtel got out, Asif took the stand. 2 huge 6s of Ravichandran. Ravichandran coming back, very good captaincy then. The captain stopped him. When Kushal Malla got out, then brought in Ravichandran.
Yeah, fully agree. He's rotated his bowlers nicely. Little leg cutter again. I think Irie's going to fancy 2 here. And well, he does it at a canter, doesn't he? He's ended up 3 or 4 yards past the keeper. Good over, a really good one for Nepal. With very little risk taken. 11 runs have come from it. It's 116 for 5. gorgeous. The sunset's just peeking towards the very tip of those mountains across to it's the north side of the ground there, the sort of northwest end of the ground. Beautiful area. Al Emirat that surrounds this Oman Cricket Academy. Expansion in place in the years to come here. The 2 ovals will turn into 5. It's been a big driving force in their growth, their success. As Ravichandran will bowl his 4th and final. One last opportunity for the leading wicket taker to impact Japan's chances. He's one shy of a landmark as well. There's 49 wickets to his name in T20I cricket.
A dot ball to start the over, the 17th. Levy, Ravichandran looks like you from the top.
Thanks, Paresh. Just a reminder, I need it as this one's helped around the corner. Just one bounce for 4. Bold is beautiful, mate. We know that. And we're bringing it back bit by bit. Yeah, Nepal have had a shock to the system here. They've had a few wobbles, but ultimately they should prevail here. Just 14 needed now. First ball was a helped around the corner. It is Dipendra Singh Airi again, just innovating. He'll get a couple. That first ball was a dot, yeah, not a single. Got that corrected, thanks to the team for that. Ravichandran shown why he does take wickets at all the levels he's played at.
No wonder he's the highest wicket taker for Japan in the T20Is. Again, flattered through the air, a skidder. Very well read by Airi. Outside the line of off stump. He doesn't have to do that. He can just play this over. Plenty of balls to go to get those runs.
Good diving stop at extra cover. But Airi will keep the strike. 17 balled, 120 for 5. Paresh for Nepal, the challenges ahead now. 4 more Super 6 games. We know they will have to play UAE and Qatar. Definitely. They may have to play, it'll depend upon this evening's result, they may have to play the hosts Oman, you'd imagine, who would be favourites to go through, and then either Samoa or Papua New Guinea. Do you think they have enough to be confident of picking up 2 or 3 more wins? 4 wins will guarantee you through, I gather, but 3 will give you a good chance of the good net run rate as well.
It'll be very interesting to play against UAE, top 2 ranked side in this tournament. UAE at the top. There's always a rivalry between Nepal and UAE. We have seen that UAE might want to, return the favour what Nepal did in the earlier qualifier.
Going to be Sakarano to have a ball. Rio Sakarano Thomas in for his 3rd. He's picked up the 1 wicket. Yeah, just trying to work out exactly when that game will be. I think it's going to be